evening. I don't know. I've got a really dizzy head today. So, for context, this is my first time being out of town without my parents and being alone. And it's quite weird that I have to operate all this stuff alone because I've never done it before. But I was actually spending time with my friends. It's actually really cool. I got a chance to actually hang out with one of my friends out of town, and we didn't actually appoint to see each other here, but we just accidentally be at the same place at the same time, so we meet up. I'm not really sure about the content of this video. Actually, I'm just quite alone and just want to speak out my mind, so that's why I'm actually recording this, because I am quite out of here when I'm alone. How today I'm nervous because I have things to prep for tomorrow. I'm actually not quite on vacation because it's actually some work that I need to do. That's why I'm here. So yeah, it's not vacation, but that's why I actually finished all of my finals, but I don't feel free yet because simply that it doesn't feel like it, because I have to do things. I have to work on stuff. I have to engage my brain. So I don't feel like I can relax and rest. I might call my parents just to make sure that I'm okay, and it just made me feel weird. Like I just took Grab by myself, which quite normal I would say, but when it's out of town, out of the places that I feel familiar to, it just really feeling unsafe. Even though it's not that bad, but being a woman in this country, in this world, is actually dangerous, which is why I hate it so much, this society. But let that be in the next video. Hi everybody. So I'm here working on... Yes, I can. She's been gossiping, so she doesn't want me to include those inside the videos. Right now I'm working on the script, or I'm doing some research for the stuff that is gonna be talked about tomorrow, which is quite going well, I guess. However, I have accompanied by my friends, my beautiful friends right here, which is illegal lover of Nong Lim Mo and uncivilized Jamji, as well as this one called unconventional Meju. So those are the names of my friends. So that's what I'm working on right now. So I guess there's nothing better than sleep when it's raining outside, so it shouldn't actually want to touch the sand. I want the feel of the sea, the beach, and everything. By the way, I just finished my work in the morning. All the way to 2 p.m. and I am now kind of free. However, I'm so tired. Last semester, I've got most of the A's with only one B plus for this class. I got a really pretty good grade from last semester, and am I satisfied with these grades? I actually talked to my therapist too, so you guys are not my therapist, substitute one. However, at the time I was like, I'm not quite satisfied with it, which is really weird, like how I got an A for like the class that I struggle the most, and yet it doesn't fulfill me, because at the end the grades doesn't really give me any assurance and satisfactions, because I have like these internal evaluations that I have for myself. So if I felt like, okay, I didn't have done enough during the semester, I didn't think that I deserved that letter. So at the end, it's me who defines my satisfactions on grades. Is not the grade itself. I actually enjoy this class called social media and culture, because as you can see, I'm on social media. I'm actually trying to make a work out of it. So it's really, 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 really interesting to see like the theories behind all of this kind of like social medias that we actually live in every single day of our lives. Number 2 is cultures of the body. I mean, culture is related to everything, even in our body itself. Even like the ideas of like, gender that is, intertwined with the ideas of bodies, of how this kind of like cultural aspect of it actually controls, and we are internalized all of this idea into our body. So it's really interesting for me. Oh, and another class that I actually really interested in is China and the world. So I'm actually really into China and its politics and its history. I'm actually like really interested in a lot of things that related to China, even it's about economic sides, or is it like about the idea of national minorities. Actually, this one class that I actually interested in the most, which is everyday life's culture. And it's really broad, right? But when we look at it, it's actually in our everyday life, and it's when we look at everyday lives, it's something that is really boring and repetitive, routinely enact. However, in my opinion, I think it's really, 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 really interesting to see everyday life in another aspect, the one that is more complex than it was, because there's actually power relations embedded with it every single day of our lives. So it's up to you. It's really, really fun. So those are the classes that I enjoy the most. So for the next semester, I think I would be like this semester, so I don't have to be that strict anymore. I don't have to be just let myself enjoy the classes and try my best, and even if it doesn't result in a good grades or whatsoever, just it. Because actually right now I have different priority than I was in sophomore years and freshman years. So I will say that academic is only one part of my life, and it doesn't entirely defines me. What other activities am I involved in? So this semester, this whole actually academic years I have been involved in, as you said, July MUN is a motivated nations that I am a co-president, and I worked really hard, worked my ass off as if it's another subject that I have, because we have to meet weekly, we have to prepare all of this stuff. And since November last year, we have to work on the conference up until April. So it's like half a year, I would say. If we talked about the classroom, of course, it detracts me from it because I have to handle all of the things at the same time, all academics and activities at the same time. But at the same time, I think it enhanced the classroom because I would not get any of this experience from my classroom. I would not get the idea of like, okay, seeing all these people from all of the program that I'm in, to actually work with people that I have never known before, the one that have like whole different mindset, because like they have learned in another faculties, another programs that totally different from mine. And the third one is personal. So I think this one is really interesting because there's a lot of things that involve my personal life into throughout this semester, and I have improved a lot in terms of my personal self, my individual thoughts and everything. What did I discover about myself as a learner? I discovered that I am such a stressful learner. I didn't I didn't care about the idea that I get from class at first. Like, I didn't care about the knowledge I gained. I only care about the result. I only care about like, okay, how much grades am I gonna get, how much score, and it's all end up at the results. However, I kind of neglect the process that I have been in, which is all the knowledge I've learned. I can see the change in this perception, and it's not only in academic realms, it's also myself learning myself as well. If this is my limitations, I have to set boundaries for this course, or boundaries to people in class, my classmate and everything. And it's still in the process right now, because I'm still learning about myself as a person too, because I don't know about the future that's gonna come. I don't know if what I'm doing is actually what I wanted. Everything is like kind of scattered around my head, and I kind of understand that this is all the process. I'm not gonna be the ultimate self in any time, in any kind of futures. It's all gonna be a process of finding out, and through my experience and everything. So the last but not least, what is something you accomplished this year that you're truly proud of? A lot. I would say, like, usually I would not say this because I'm quite a person who's not talk about myself, because I in my opinion it feels like I'm bragging about myself. But if I'm proud of it, I'm just gonna say it because I am proud of it. So maybe I will address this to myself specifically. You have accomplished a lot of things. You have, even it was academics, it was activities, it was my personal life. You've done a lot of things. Even though you don't think that it's a success, you don't think that it's actually something, successful. Well, it is in some way. It actually defines me as I am today. If it was the academic realm, I found out that I am capable of doing things without, trying to define myself with all these grades and values that the academic trying to evaluate you through numbers and quantity instead of the quality that I actually have. And in terms of my personal self, I am glad that I love myself more. I'm glad that I figured out how to live with my own without, I occasionally feel anxious about life, nervous about life, but I'm trying to find a way to prove that trying to live with it, trying to find a way to reduce all of this anxiety and mental state that is not really quite beneficial to me. And there's a lot of things that I couldn't really think of now, but I'm actually proud of myself that I could get to this point, that I trying to do the things that I love, that I know what is the priority in life, even though there's still like a lot of challenges that I have to see. I still do not feel free from actually living life due to a lot of factors, but yeah, I will try to discover it more in the future, I guess. Even though it's hard, but I think overall it's fine, I would say. Thank you guys so much for watching, and it's a really, really good spending time here, like a tiny little holidays and a little breaks. But yeah, it's good that I have you guys here. Thank you so much.